You are Locked On Warriors Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Bay Area, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Locked On Warriors Postcast. I am your host, Eric Triple E Engel. You may know me as the former producer for the Murph and Mac show on KMBR. And tonight, the Golden State Warriors win a big matchup against the Los Angeles Lakers, 134-120. LeBron played well, as he usually does against the Dubs, despite the flu. But the Dubs were relentless from deep tonight with the Splash Brothers, Steph and Clay, leading the way from deep. Don't look now, but this Warriors team is firing on all cylinders. This was a throwback performance for the three future Hall of Famers, Steph, Clay, Draymond, all playing at the top of their game right now in the bench, contributing a strength in numbers type effort. Ooh, baby, what a good one. And of course, we got to celebrate a win over the Lakers, man. I hate the Lakers. I know you all do too. How good is it to beat this team this many times in one season? 3 wins in their 4 matchups. All gravy. We got to break down a ton of stuff from tonight. But first, I want to thank all of you for watching us on the Locked On Sports Bay Area YouTube. If you aren't already subscribed, please go ahead and smash that subscribe button now. Thanks also for listening to us on the Locked On Warriors podcast feed. However you're getting the show, we appreciate it. And make sure to check out the Locked On Warriors Daily Show for more in-depth coverage. This episode is brought to you by LinkedIn. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the qualified candidate you want to talk to faster. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/LockedOnNBA. That's linkedin.com/LockedOnNBA to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. The Warriors just shooting the lights out from 3, man. There's not much more to say about this one. The Warriors just dominating from the 3-point line. The Lakers won like almost every other statistical category. They had more steals than the Warriors. They had less turnovers. They tied in rebounds. They won the second chance points, the fast break points, the points in the paint. None of it mattered because the Warriors shot over 63% from deep. Oh, man. And led by Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Steph, 6 for 6 from deep. Some of those threes he was hitting tonight, you could tell this was a special night for Steph. I feel like he could have gone for 40 tonight if he wanted it. If he really wanted it, I feel like Steph was so locked in, he could have just kept going. But he wasn't the only one locked in. Between Steph and Klay, they were 11 for 16 from 3. That's pretty solid. I mean, that's great. That's great. But you throw in Draymond to that mix. Draymond was 5 of 7 from 3. He railed his first 5 threes in a row in the first half. When's the last time we saw this from Draymond Green? He only took 3-point shots in this one. He didn't take a single shot from inside the 3-point arc. Draymond rolling back the clock. He'd say he left the backpack at home, apparently. I mean, man, Draymond Green looking really impressive in these last couple games. Draymond doing everything on the defensive side of the ball, as he always does. But these last few games, man, he has been a contributor offensively, not just a facilitator. He got his 10 assists tonight, but he is looking to get the shot. The fake dribble handoff has worked excellent for him lately, and he is just slashing to the bucket and scoring all sorts of easy layups. He's getting points in the fast break and in the open floor, and now he's hitting threes. I mean, Draymond's been pretty efficient at first quarter threes all season long. It kind of looks like, he's got those big ice packs on the knees and stuff. His legs look a little gone for jump shots in the second half of games. Looks like he's saving himself for the defensive side of the ball. But man, tonight, Draymond just shooting the lights out. He didn't get a second half 3-pointer in this one either, but we'll take the 5 3-pointers from Draymond Green in the first half, man. I don't know what year it is right now. This is wild. Steph and Klay combined for 50 points. It's a good win, man. It's a good day for the Warriors when you win some games like this. This is a massive game. The Warriors, with this win, now own the tiebreaker over the Lakers, who they're trying to climb over in the Western Conference. And don't look now, but the Kings lost tonight too. That 8th seed is becoming a real possibility. And of course, that's very important because that will buy you an extra life, so to speak, like a 1-up mushroom in Mario. You're just gonna get that extra little life so that you can take a loss, you can take a hit, and still still live to fight another day. So very important that the Warriors got this win. It sets them up in position to make a run at this 8th seed and to run the table at the end of the season. The Warriors are one of the hottest teams in the NBA right now. They're now 24-16 on the road, 8-3, 8-2 in their last 10. I mean, they are phenomenal. They are phenomenal on the court right now, firing on all cylinders. And it wasn't just, I mean, we're spending all this time talking about Steph, Clay, and Draymond. It wasn't just them from three-point land tonight. Jonathan Kuminga hit a 3. Andrew Wiggins, 3 of 5 from distance. Gary Payton hit a couple threes. Brandon Pajemski, 3 for 3 from deep. He had a couple transition threes in this one. This was excellent, man. Excellent. The bench contributing a ton in this one. Every single Warrior except for Kevon Looney played in this one, which is so weird to say because we're all so used to Kevon being like the durability guy. He plays in every single game, and for him to be the one Warrior to not get any run is kind of weird, man. It's still taking some getting used to, but it's not really a surprise as Trayce Jackson-Davis just has a stranglehold on this center position, and the Warriors aren't really running around with big lineups too much. But when they do, man, that is Trayce Jackson-Davis's spot. And we say this every podcast. I feel like we have to. He has locked down the center position for the Warriors for the foreseeable future. I mean, how much of a luxury is it to find this guy in the second round, and every other team in the NBA is kicking themselves right now for not drafting him. Who doesn't want a big who can do the things he does? Did you guys see him swat LeBron in this one? I mean, LeBron had him one-on-one, tried to take it to the hole, and TJD rejected that, sent that thing back. And how many guys can do that in the NBA? Do we call him an elite rim protector at this point? I mean, I think if you're going one-on-one against LeBron off the dribble and he's trying to take you to the rack and you send him back, who else is going to pose a bigger challenge than that in the NBA currently, in today's NBA? Like, what more do you want from your center, from your starting big man? I'm in disbelief every time I watch this guy play. He knows exactly where he's supposed to be on the court at all times. 7 rebounds, 2 offensive boards for TJD, and the 3 blocks. He pitched in 7 points as well, 25 minutes. He's been so good for the Warriors, and he is always in the right spot, man. Always in the right spot. And even when he's not contributing offensively, tonight was not his best offensive night. He's still making an impact in the game defensively. A lot of young guys can kind of fall out of rhythm if they're getting discouraged or kind of down, that they're not really as involved in the game offensively, and they can, slip a little bit on defense, lose focus. TJD doesn't do that. This guy doesn't play like a rookie at all. He plays like a 5-year vet. And yes, he was, he played a lot of years in college, but he's been such a great addition to this Warriors lineup. And we gotta sing his praises every second that we get the chance to, because he has been so good for the Warriors. And really everybody tonight. Chris Paul led the Warriors in plus minus, and man, was he good in this one. 6 rebounds, 9 assists, 11 points. What sticks out to me with Chris Paul is at the ends of quarters, he is that safety net that the Warriors have been missing. You guys remember what it was like with Jordan Poole? Bouncing balls off his foot out of bounds and just making crazy plays, trying to do way too much. And just that juxtaposition with Chris Paul on the court now at the ends of quarters, where he is just so cool, so calm, so collected, kind of makes me nervous, because you see the clock winding down. He doesn't really go till there's like 6-7 seconds left on the clock, and then he goes. And then in my brain, I'm so used to, hectic Jordan Poole, who's got to have some crazy like 10-second sequence before he can get a shot up in like 100 dribbles. It's so nice to see Chris Paul having the grip at the end of these quarters and just willing the Warriors to these victories. In the end of the third quarter, that was a huge key in this game. The Warriors went on a 10-0 run to close that third quarter, and it was capped off with a Chris Paul bucket at the end of that third quarter. There were 3 seconds left. Warriors didn't let the Lakers get a final shot off. That's exactly how you want to win at the end of quarters. This is winning basketball. That's how you win games in the NBA going down into the postseason. This is a huge win, and that the Warriors were locked in this one. Again, tough mountain to climb for the Lakers with LeBron having the flu and Anthony Davis out in this one. They were needed a miracle, and LeBron tried to give it to him. He took a ton of shots in this one, 36 minutes played, despite having the flu. The others didn't really step up as much. Austin Reeves had a nice game, but D'Angelo Russell wasn't able to get that revenge game against the Warriors, and we didn't see that this season from D'Lo. Rui Hachimura, who's been playing pretty well recently, did score 20 points, but he wasn't very efficient from the field. And there wasn't really much to be desired after that. The Lakers bench contributed a little bit, but just not a ton of other people contributing to this Lakers team. Not enough offense for them. And of course, the Warriors, when they're shooting like this, it's hard to compete. And the Warriors are obviously one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the NBA. Still one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the NBA. And as long as you got Steph and Klay out there, I mean, this kind of game is possible. And the Warriors firing on all cylinders right now at the perfect time of the year. It's entirely feasible for them to run the table with the rest of their schedule and maybe even climb up to that 8th seed. The Kings have not been playing very well. They could keep free falling. The Warriors, all they got to do is keep winning and get a Lakers loss, and they will leapfrog the Lakers. They're now within a half game and own the tiebreaker. It's possible. It's entirely possible. They're not going to make their way out of the play-in. That's pretty decided at this point. Barring some crazy collapses in the NBA, it would be pretty ridiculous if that happened at this point. But the Warriors with a very, very, very real shot at that 8th seed. They need to keep winning games. The playoffs have already started for the Golden State Warriors. We said this a while ago, but it's still true. It still holds true. The playoffs have already started. The Warriors need to keep winning. And you know what? 2 years ago, last time they won a championship, like that little poster right over my shoulder, they ran the table at the end of the season, built that momentum up, and just kept rolling in the postseason. Can they do it again? I mean, if they're healthy and they keep firing on all cylinders like this, I mean, I know you're not going to shoot above 60% from 3 in every single game, but if the Warriors keep playing like this and keep getting contributions up and down the roster like they are, if Steph is healthy and playing like 6 for 6 from 3, if Klay is healthy and shooting like he's shooting, like, don't look now, but the Warriors, man, are on fire. They are ready to take on anybody in the Western Conference, and I guarantee you not a single team in the West wants to face the Warriors I don't care what seed you are. I don't care if you're OKC. I don't care if you're Denver. Nobody wants to see the Golden State Warriors in the playoffs right now. Not even LeBron James, who just owns them ridiculously, which we will talk about on the other side. Another edition of Steph versus LeBron got me thinking about all of the different past matchups between these two superstars that we've been so lucky to see. The King versus the Golden State Warriors dynasty. We've done this so many times, and we get another iteration of it tonight. We got to take the chance to reflect back on what it's been like this season and in seasons past. Stick with us on the Locked On Warriors postcast. I am your host, Eric Triple E Engel. We will be right back. When you're hiring for your small business, you want to find quality professionals that are right for the role. That's why you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs has the tools to help you find the right professionals for your team faster and for free. In fact, this show right now would not have happened without LinkedIn, as it played a pivotal role in me landing this job with Locked On. LinkedIn isn't just another job board. LinkedIn has a vast network of more than 1 billion professionals you can't find anywhere else. LinkedIn does all that while making the process easy and intuitive. Hiring is easy when you have that many quality candidates. So easy, in fact, that 86% of small businesses get a qualified candidate within just 24 hours. And over 2.5 million small businesses already use LinkedIn for hiring. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/lockedonnba. That's linkedin.com/lockedonnba to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. Welcome back to the Locked On Warriors postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel, and tonight the Warriors taking down the Lakers 134-120. No Anthony Davis, LeBron James with the flu, and the Warriors trend in the opposite direction. They get Andrew Wiggins back. They get Steph Curry back. Jonathan Kuminga is back for a second game off of his injury. The Warriors are getting healthy at the right time, playing their best basketball, and got a huge win against a team that they absolutely needed to be. I would say if you want any chance of climbing out of the bottom, the last seed to barely sneak into the play-in tournament, and you want some momentum going into the postseason, you needed this win. You needed a win against someone that you're going to face in the postseason to get your momentum rolling. It's entirely possible the Warriors and the Lakers are going to see each other in this play-in tournament. Very, very, very possible. And so I thought it was worth kind of looking back on the LeBron versus the Warriors saga. So we'll talk LeBron first, and then we'll get into Steph. But tonight was no different for LeBron. I mean, he had a phenomenal night from the floor. 14 of 22 shooting, only 1 for 3 from 3. He was a little limited at the foul line, I thought. 4 for 5. He was complaining for fouls as he always does. I thought they missed that one at the end there when Chris Paul was just hanging on him as he broke for the rim. He's just so big and strong that sometimes he's getting fouled and he just shrugs defenders right off. And you don't even notice that he's getting fouled because his body doesn't move when he gets smacked. So, but tonight, 7 boards, 11 assists, 2 steals, 4 turnovers, 33 points for LeBron. Great game from him. He did everything he could to bring the Lakers, try and bring him back in this one. The Warriors led almost wire to wire, trailed a little bit there, just barely in that first quarter, about midway through the first, but then really opened it up in the second half. We're able to, the Lakers did bring it to within 5, but they were able to fend them off and finish strong. Great fourth quarter from the Warriors in this one. We haven't seen a ton of those. And it's really encouraging to see that against LeBron, who has had so many dominant fourth quarters against the Warriors. He has played 68 career games against the Warriors. That's a lot of games, almost a full season of NBA basketball. That's including postseason and regular season matchups. And of course, all the memorable battles, all of the championships that they've matched up in. And it's been a saga between LeBron and the Warriors. He averages in these 68 games, not including tonight, 29.2 points, 9.7 rebounds, and 7.8 assists per game. So he was really right on track with this one. Just flipped the rebounds and assists. He had a couple more assists than he averages and a couple fewer rebounds than he normally does. But still, right in line with what he normally does is exactly what he showed you tonight. And this is when he was sick, too. Like, and keep in mind, this is dating all the way back to his rookie season that he was, playing games against the Warriors. And this is a very long, encompassing matchup that he's had. Not all of these games came against Steph and Clay, but doesn't matter. LeBron, every time he sees the Golden State Warriors, doesn't matter if it's the old OG unis with the orange and Thunder, the mascot, still hanging around, or if it's the new ones with the golden bridge in the circle. Like, it doesn't matter what Warriors uni he's facing. He's looking at across, so he's getting his on the offensive end, and he's pulling down some boards. The 29.2 points per game he averages against the Warriors is the highest he averages against any team in the NBA if you include the playoffs. The Celtics, he also averages 29.2 points per game against the Celtics if you include the playoffs. And of course, that's another team that he's had some pretty historic battles with. His 9.7 rebounds per game against the Warriors is the most against any team, and his that he averages, and 7.8 assists per game is not the most, but the 5th most that he averages against any team. So again, LeBron at the peak of his game whenever he plays the Warriors. Now, all of this has not translated to as many wins as you would think against the Warriors. Just 33 and 35 all time against them, including the postseason. And he averages the most turnovers against the Warriors of any team in the NBA, 3.9 per game. And lo and behold, he turned the ball over 4 times in this one. So this was very on par with what he's going to do. My point in bringing all this up is that he's going to do what he's going to do. LeBron James, I don't care how old he is. I don't care what uniform he's wearing. I don't care. He is the ageless wonder. Father Time will eventually catch up to him. But for all intents and purposes, he's been the one guy to kind of defeat Father Time and extend his career the way he has. It's been incredible to watch. I'm not even a LeBron fan, but you got to give it up for him. But point being, he's going to do what he's going to do. The Warriors aren't really going to be able to stop him. You can slow him down. Hopefully you contain him. Don't let him get 40, 50, things like that. but just make sure that you're doing a good job on the other guys. And that's what the Warriors did tonight. Much easier when the other team doesn't have their second all-star, Anthony Davis. But Draymond also matches up pretty well with AD and has throughout his career back to his Pelican days. AD has been, getting bullied by Draymond essentially for a while in his career. But the Warriors did a great job defensively against everybody else, limiting Rui Hachimura to 7 for 21 from the field. Yeah, he did score 20 points, but on 21 field goals. If a guy's taking more shots than he has points at the end of the day, that's fine. You'll live with that. That's a lot of empty possessions. And you saw them playing great D in the paint. Rui just got stuffed by GP2 at the end there. What a block that was. The Warriors all over the place with blocks tonight. I mean, the 12 blocks. Are you kidding me? That is so many. Wiggins with 3, TJD with 3, Steph even picking up a couple. I mean, and of course GP2 with that big one at the end on Rui. That was so fun. That was a punctuation point, man. That was just an exclamation point. It just punctuate this win with. That was so fun to see. And that's what you got to do against LeBron teams. You can't let these other guys beat you. And that's what the Warriors did a great job with tonight, limiting D'Angelo Russell, limiting Rui Hachimura. I mean, D'Lo, terrible night for him from the field too, just 3 of 11 from the field. And as always, every time that number comes up, we got to shout out the band 311. Love Amber. Amber is the color of your energy. Whoa, I'm not going to sing, don't worry. But tonight, the Warriors really took it to the Lakers and did their job on everybody else. Yeah, Austin Reeves hurts you a little bit, but if you only let one guy get to you, and it's not like he just blew up and had a crazy game. He had 22. He's fully capable of doing that on a fairly often basis, not nightly yet for Reeves, but he's a good player and he can fill it up. He's got a good 3-point shot, play some good defense, but you don't want, an Anthony Davis going for 28 and 12, and they didn't have a guy who did that. And Rui was the closest thing to that. They leaned on him a lot tonight with AD out, but again, forcing them to be inefficient, forcing them to have all these missed shots and empty opportunities and not fouling a ton. The Warriors didn't shoot a ton less free throws than the Lakers. Lakers 24 attempts from the foul line to the Warriors 21. The difference, the Warriors need to start making some of these free throws. We've been saying this all season long. Free throw shooting does concern me with this team going down the stretch, which is really weird to say about a team that Steph Curry is on. But man, if we're in a play-in tournament situation where the game goes to, fouls and the other team trying to make up some points with some shots, it's going to make me nervous, man. I do not want to see the Warriors in a situation where they got to close out a game with foul shots unless it's Steph at the line or Clay. I don't want to see anybody else on this team shooting free throws right now. So that's going to be something that they're going to have to focus on going forward. The Warriors lose the turnover battle tonight as well, more than double the turnovers that the Lakers had. But again, it did not matter as they shot 63.4% from 3-point land. Wow. Steph, Clay, Draymond combined for 16 3-pointers. That's a good night, man. They, by the way, set their record for this season high in 3-pointers for any game. Finished the night with 26 threes splashed in from beyond the arc. You'll take that, man, any day of the week. Stick with us on the Locked On Warriors postcast. We got to talk about what Steph does against these Lakers teams, especially or LeBron specifically, because this is a very realistic possibility to be a matchup in the play-in tournament. So stick with us on Locked On Warriors postcast. I am your host, Eric Triple E Engel. We'll be right back. Today's show is sponsored by Gametime. Gametime is now an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which means getting tickets is even faster and easier. Prices on the Gametime app actually go down the closer it gets to first pitch. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Gametime takes all the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. I love that, man. And I also love those last-minute deals where you can save up to 60% buying last minute for sports, concerts, comedy, whatever you're into, they got it. Zone deals are pretty sweet too. If you want to go see the Giants, for instance, and you want to sit in a specific part of the yard, maybe you want to go get rowdy in those left field bleachers on a Friday night, you just choose the section and let Gametime choose the seats and save even more money. How cool is that? And of course, you got to love the all-in pricing. Make sure to toggle this feature on to show the upfront total right there with no surprise fees at checkout. I hate surprise fees almost as much as I hate the stupid Lakers, but I hate the Lakers more. Definitely hate the Lakers more than these surprise fees. So, I mean, that sounds good to me, though. To eliminate one of these two entirely, phenomenal. I'll take it. Take all the guesswork out of buying out of buying tickets with Gametime. For a limited time, all users can get $20 off any MLB purchase of $150 or more in the Gametime app with code FIRSTPITCH. Terms apply. That's code FIRSTPITCH for $20 off. Download the Gametime app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Guaranteed. Welcome back to the Locked On Warriors postcast. I am your host, Eric Triple E Engel, and I got to address someone in the comments right now. This guy, I have a feeling, is a Lakers fan, asking what the Lakers did to me. I just hate every team from LA, man. The Lakers bullied the Warriors for years and years and years and years. With Kobe Bryant, when the Warriors had Troy Murphy to go toe-to-toe with him and a Donald Foyle in the post. It was not very fun. And now LeBron James, who is the number one enemy for the Warriors during their dynasty, is on the Lakers, and it's LA versus the Bay. I mean, come on, man. I don't care if it's the Lakers, if it's the Dodgers. I don't care who it is, the Rams, I mean, I guess the Chargers, kind of. I guess the Clippers, kind of. Definitely the Clippers. I guess the Chargers, if they count. But any LA team can get it, man. Any team from LA can get it. And I'm hoping they continue to, because I just want the Warriors to continue to push through this Lakers team. If they do play in the postseason, I feel like that would be fitting, at least the play-in tournament. Are we calling the play-in tournament the postseason? It does technically happen after the regular season, so it is postseason, but I get it. You know, everyone gets offended when you call it the playoffs. So I don't know if it's I don't know what to call it, man. The play-in tournament, the playoffs, the postseason, whatever the hell you want to call it. If the Warriors and the Lakers do face off there, I'll take it, man. I don't really want to see LeBron. He is tough against the Warriors, as we just pointed out in our prior segment. Steph can hold his own, though. He's had 50 matchups, including postseason, against LeBron James teams. This is all LeBron James teams: Miami, Cleveland, Lakers, wherever. Steph averages 24.8 points and 6.5 assists in these games. Also 5.1 boards. It's pretty solid for your point guard. Steph is 28 and 22 all time against LeBron James, including the playoffs. So the Warriors, well, Steph at least, does have the win-loss percentage advantage over LeBron and the Lakers, despite losing last year in the postseason to the Lakers. How great would it be to avenge that, man? I would love to see that happen. I would absolutely love to see that happen. And of course, tonight, the whole story, three-pointers. Well, Steph Curry, 194 three-pointers versus LeBron in his 50 games played against. It's on pace. If you make that a 82-game season, he's probably getting 300, man. I mean, that's Steph Curry for you at his best. LeBron brings out the best in Steph Curry, is that basically what I'm trying to say. Like, the 24.8 points per game doesn't jump out at you as you know, the top upper echelon of what Steph Curry can provide. But 194 three-pointers in 50 games, that is a stat, man. Steph does his best work when the lights are brightest. We know this. He's the closer, the night king. Like, Steph is a killer, certified babyface assassin killer. And it does not surprise me that when the lights are brightest against the biggest star that basketball's had to offer in the last 2 decades, that's when Steph plays his best. That's when Steph is at his best. And that's when the Warriors are going to need to continue to make this playoff push, this play-in push, if you want to be a stickler about it, to get to that 8th seed, to overtake these Los Angeles Lakers and the Sacramento Kings. That would just be the best case scenario for the Warriors at this point. The Kings lost Oklahoma City tonight. The Suns also were losing when I checked earlier in this one. Let me see if I can find a quick update for you guys. Phoenix lost tonight 105-92 to the Clippers. So it's 2 teams. It is a stretch, very far-fetched for the Warriors to try and climb over both the Pelicans and the Suns. They do play the Pelicans later on before the end of the year. But the Warriors do have a shot at kind of running the table at the end of this one. Their schedule is kind of favorable. They do have the Pelicans left on it. That is their toughest matchup remaining. But you also got Portland and Utah on the schedule. Utah is just pitiful right now, man. They cannot win a game at post All-Star break. And the Blazers have been kind of bad all year. Not kind of bad, have been very bad all year. So the Warriors are gonna, if you can get over the Pelicans, you really think that this team might be able to win out and climb a little bit in this playoff standing, at least climb to the 9th. You really want them to get to that 8th spot, though, so that they can have that extra life, so to speak, that little one-up mushroom that they might be able to get from sliding into that 8th seed, so they aren't just a one loss and out of the play-in tournament. That would be the best case scenario for the Warriors in this one. Big win tonight for the Dubs. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, the Splash Brothers rolling back the clock. Draymond Green, 5 threes, man. You love to see it. Leaving the backpack at home. Wiggins does his job, plays great defense, 3 blocks, pitches in 17 points, and everyone played well. Kuminga, he didn't even have to do a ton tonight. We haven't even mentioned him on the show. Kuminga, +10, ±, 8 points, 6 boards, 3 assists, a steal, no turnovers. He wasn't very efficient from the field, just 2 of 8 in 21 minutes, but not bad. Not bad, man, especially when everyone else is doing what they're doing. You don't really need him to go out and score 20. The Warriors are just fine pitching in with a strength in numbers type of effort. Excellent game. Only 3 Warriors didn't score in this one. Just excellent top down from everybody on this roster. Interesting that Moses Moody didn't get very much run in this one. That was curious to me. I wanted to talk about that a little more, but we ran out of time in the show. Really weird, real quick, really weird how we can't figure out if Moses Moody is going to be a starter or a DMP on a night-to-night basis. It really throws me off, man. But I got to imagine that as the Warriors get into the play-in tournament, into the postseason, you'll see a lot more Moses Moody on the court. That's about all the time we got for you guys today in this one. I am your host, Eric Triple E Engel. This has been the Locked On Warriors postcast. The Warriors with a big win over LA. It's so good to beat teams from LA. I don't care if it's the Lakers, the Dodgers, whoever. They can all get it. 134-120 is your final. This has been the Locked On Warriors postcast. I am your host, Eric Triple E Engel. We will see you next time. Make sure you tune in tomorrow to the Locked On Giants postcast, as we'll be finishing up this national series. Hopefully the Giants can start winning some games, man. They're not looking very good right now. We'll see you next time. Peace.